Hello, everybody. Not much time for hellos. We are about to get straight to action on the field. We are live at Sal Augeri Field. We have men's Bulldog lacrosse ahead of us. We have visiting Mount St. Charles Mounties. I am the voice, Greg Moreno, alongside producer, owner, Shane Belanger. We have Lisa upstairs behind the lens. Together, we are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio. And like I said, we are excited for a little bit of nighttime lacrosse ahead of us, starting a little bit early. Due to a lighting situation, we have both teams at the center of the field. The Bulldogs coming off a 13-8 victory versus Mount Hope, so hoping to improve upon that and move on that. They are hosting, like I said, a quality Mounties squad. They're getting their instruction from the officials on the field. The Bulldogs, with that victory, evened their record to 1-1. They jumped up to Division II this season, so obviously that's a tough task to do for any team to move up. But their goal still is the playoffs. They're a defensive-minded team. And from that, the first game of the season, they dropped. Like I said, they traveled to Mount Hope, and after this, they were going to head to Prout at Christopher Park on the 14th. I have a Week 1 wrap-up of all the sporting action here at Westerly High at halftime for you, and it looks like we're going to get to the action on the field now as the players take their spots. Again, we are starting a little bit early. There's a little bit of a lighting situation here, and we're trying to beat the sun and beat the light. So at midfield, we have Lance Williams. And we are about to get started, folks. Here we go for some lacrosse action. And the start. Mount St. Charles comes out with it, and Mounties, it's going to be number 1 with it. And they are on attack early. Flips it forward to the near side. Centering it, number 12 for the Mounties. Letting their offense get set up. We're heading left to right now, folks. And we have 11:44 as we have just gotten started, if anybody is just joining us. A wee bit early for a 6:30 scheduled start. Mount St. Charles has a quality squad. Westerly, a very good team, even across the board. Number 5 attacking for the Mount St. Charles. Mounties looking from the far side, flips it inside. Towdy in the goal for the Bulldogs, the senior captain. Mounties lose it behind the goal. They're able to scoop it up, number 3. Resets the offense for the Mounties. Quick flip, all the way to the top again, number 1. Trying to get on attack. Around the back of the goal, again he goes. Bulldogs doing a nice job on the perimeter. First shot on goal. Tally deflects it, and it's the first save of the day for the Bulldogs and for co-captain Brandon Tally. So far, the Mounties on attack early. Not that the Bulldogs didn't expect that. And behind the goal will start number 14 for the Mounties. Number 35 on defense for the Bulldogs. That's Aiden Cody. And it is flipped up and out of bounds, so the Bulldogs will get their first possession of the game here. Number 9 is going to throw it in, Lance Williams for the Bulldogs. And here we go. Up the far side, Williams with it. And they're in Mountie area, looking for a cutter. Like I said, Jack Marone's coming off a 7-goal game, had 3 goals in his first game, got 10 goals already this season in 2 games. So we'll have to look for his number called. Always on attack. Far corner of the Bulldogs. Spin move. That's Williams with it. And flips it up to number 2, Andrew Petroska. Around number 19. That's going to be George Eversini, co-captain. Back to Petroska. All the way over to Williams. They go to the ground, and the Mounties are going to come up with it, but there's a whistle. So the Bulldogs playing feisty. See what the whistle is. I think the Bulldogs are going to retain possession behind the goal, it looks like. So the Bulldogs with a good opportunity here to set their offense for the first time. As I said earlier, in the preseason, the coach's take was he does believe this is a playoff squad and they can go deep into the playoffs despite their jump in division. This is our first look at them. We will have plenty more this season, and the Bulldogs do have possession behind the goal. And number 5's hands, that's Jack Marone, flips the first shot, and it goes off of the Mounties goalie. Behind the goal, the Bulldogs are able to come up, or trying to come up with it. It's number 42 on defense, that's Liam Cody. Cody brothers both on the field for the Bulldogs. Williams has it and flips it up top. Scoops it. Looking for movement on the offense, flips it to the near side, that's Marone, and it is deflected by the Mounties, who tried to take possession, but Williams was able to scoop it up. Looking for some kind of movement on the offense. Not much going for the Bulldogs right now. Trying to create something himself. Playing into the shadows. Pass a little bit high. Marone's going to be able to scoop it up in the near corner. Not much movement on the field at all right now, folks. See if these guys warm up a little bit. Early start for them as well. Less warm-up time. And to flip over to the far side, it's going to be Williams again. And that's number 23 for the Bulldogs, correction, Braden Caradillo. And there's a scrum in the middle. Mounties come out with it. And it's number 5 near side. Taking it unopposed halfway across the field. Flips it forward to number 3, and we are already in Westerly third. And the Mounties center on attack. Number 5 flips it towards the goal. Towdy tries to get a stick on it, unable to. And they were able to get inside the perimeter, unable to get a shot off. They shot on goal off of Towdy. That's 2 saves. And that's going to be an interception via the Bulldogs. That's going to be Eric Fazaro with the defense. And the Mounties able to come up with the loose ball. So the Bulldogs are playing tough defense right now. Mounties on attack a little bit more. I would say the Bulldogs offense looked a little bit stale in their first possession over there. Not much movement. Mounties looking for movement here. Towdy doing a good job in goal thus far. Number 32 in front of him, that's Matthew Garafola, a sophomore. This is his second year on varsity defense. And out of bounds it goes. Bulldogs number 11 will scoop it up. That's Zach Morin. And the inbound to Towdy. And he flips it far side, and that's going to be almost picked off by the Mounties. Scooped up, trying to scoop it on the far side, and finally able to. And the flip forward to Williams. We have contact in midfield. Williams is scrappy. He fights through it. Out of bounds it goes. Bulldogs still able to get possession. And that's number 23 with it fighting for it, Braden Caradillo. Big physical body for the Bulldogs, the senior. And it is flipped ahead, and the Mounties are able to come up with it. So the Bulldogs on attack. Nice defense by Marone, able to deflect it off the goalie. Almost able to pick it off and get a shot on goal. The Mounties goalie fortunately scooped it up. Out of bounds it goes. And there was an infraction on the Mounties because the Bulldogs are going to get possession here in Mount St. Charles third. Let's see if their offense can do something here. Cody behind the goal with it. Marone lined up on the near side. Number 2 on the far side, Petroska, who has it. Trying to create space. A lot of quiet feet on the Bulldogs. Behind the goal with it. Waiting for movement. Flip to Marone. And he flips it up top. It's going to be Williams. To the side, that's Braden Caradillo with it. Not much happening on the inside for the Bulldogs on offense thus far. They have the time of possession, just not much movement. That's going to be number 10, Tyler Rafferty with it. 3 Mounties in the area and a whistle. And let's see the infraction and which way it goes. It looks like there's going to be a couple substitutions, and Bulldogs are going to retain possession. Not able to get anything on goal really thus far. The one time the Mounties goalie touched the ball, it wasn't really a shot on goal. So the Bulldogs set up again. Need a little bit more action, more movement in front of the goal. And it's behind the goal, ready to set up. Marone has it. He can create shot on goal down bottom. It's a score. First goal of the game goes to the Bulldogs. Jack Marone. The hot start to the season, riding a 7-goal effort against Mount Hope, and he lights up the scoreboard for the first time tonight, and that's in the Bulldogs' favor. 1-0 the score. We have 6:31 to go in the first. So hopefully that adds to a little bit of the excitement on the field. Like I said, an early start, I think that's an emotional shakedown for both teams. A little bit of an adjustment makes a big difference. So that goal, huge for the Bulldogs. In the middle again, it's Williams. Number 1 for the Mounties, tries to scoop it up and loses it. Number 13 on D, Fazaro for the Bulldogs. A lot of Mounties in the area, able to come up with it. And number 12 up top for Mount St. Charles. Bulldogs' feet seem a little bit lighter, a little bit more energy in the air. So their first true shot on goal was by Marone, and it was a beauty, lower right. A missile seeker. Mount St. Charles with it on attack, number 12. Williams on D. He is not easy to get by, takes him down and forces the errant pass. Great defense. And it's going to go in the Bulldogs' favor. Nice D by Williams. Quarterback on the football squad, plays lacrosse like a linebacker. So Mount St. Charles is going to retain possession? No, the Bulldogs have possession. That's what I thought. So it's going to be Garafola is going to inbound for the Bulldogs. Thus far, those 3 have played great defense, Fazaro included. And we're just looking for the spot here and waiting for the whistle, and here we go. to Tallerty. So the Bulldogs will reset and start. 1-0 score here, South Jerry Field. We have boys lacrosse. Men's Bulldogs versus Mounties. Williams takes it up to midfield. A little bit of contact. Ball comes loose. He's taken on the ground from behind. No whistle. Mounties have it. There's the whistle. I thought there was a little stick from behind, so the Bulldogs should get possession here, and they will. Didn't have a lot of time for intros. We will catch each other. I will catch everybody up on the first week of sports, spring sports that is, here for Westerly at halftime. Bulldogs have it. Near corner, that's number 42, Cody with it. Backs up, looking for a little bit of movement, creating space. Remember, Bulldogs, again, waiting for a cut. Flip to the far side, that's number 23, Braden Carradillo with it, and he flips it over. That's Marone, who's flipped sides. He scored from the near side, now playing from the far side. That's Cody, Liam Cody, that is. Number 8 is the target, Michael Carrero, co-captain for the Bulldogs. Flip to 19, that's Gervasini. Captain to Carradillo. And around we go. Marone has it. He can create. We know that. He's got field vision. All the way behind the goal. And starting to move. Spin move. No wraparound, but a quick flip to Petrosca. Shot on goal. It is a score! 2-0 Bulldogs. Just like that. Early on, I said there was no movement on their offense. Maybe they were trying to lull the defense to sleep. Whatever it was a great remedy for a 2-goal lead here. 4:16 to go in the first. And I think this early start might have caught the Mounties by surprise a little bit more than the Bulldogs. It didn't look like that at first. But goal scored by Marone and the second by Petrosca for the Bulldogs. We are at midfield, and Williams, again, a big part of the offense thus far today, as well as defense, I should say. Always around the ball. Mounties come up with it, number 1. Let's see if they start attacking a little bit more. Way too early for any kind of desperation. Contact by, nice hit by Garofola to reset him. And the Mounties around the perimeter looking for a shot. Number 11 on D, that's Zach Morin. Knocks the ball loose, prevents the shot that he was definitely looking for. He was sizing up. To the middle, they try a shot on goal, but it is deflected by one of the defenders' legs. Doesn't even get to Tallerty. And out of bounds it goes. So the Mounties will start with possession behind the goal. Number 35 for the Bulldogs. Aiden Cody on the ball. Behind the goal again. If you're just joining us, I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer-owner Shane Belanger. Lisa behind the lens. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio. We are at South Jerry Field for some boys lacrosse. Bulldogs leading 2-0 versus the Mount St. Charles Mounties. And the Mounties lose possession. It's at midfield. 2 Bulldogs in the area. Whistle, and it's going to go in favor of the Bulldogs, so the possession will change. We are going right to left here. Bulldogs, that is. And Williams will start with possession for the Bulldogs. And we have a whistle and a stoppage of play. Not sure what it is. This production is brought to you in part by McQuaid's Ace Hardware, Wireless Zone, Stratedia, Remy's Cycles, Teddy's Toys, and Valenti Subaru. Marone has it. Anywhere on that end is within his range. He flips it behind the goal to Cody. Cody with it. Spin move. That's Liam Cody. Loses possession for a second, but ends up with it. He's on attack. There's a flag high in the air, and it falls. That's going to be against the Mounties, so Bulldogs have a shot here. Williams with it, and they reset. Up top, that's Gervasini. And he goes far side, Petrosca, who scored the last goal for the Bulldogs. Liam Cody with it behind goal. Around the bend we go. Marone with it, spin move, trying to create some space, trying to create something, and he flips it across. Target was Gervasini, loose ball, so he ends up with it. There's 2 Bulldogs in the area. And it comes loose, someone kicks it. Number 8 for the Mounties scoops it up, and out of bounds it goes. So the Bulldogs, I think, will retain possession. We are looking in the far corner here, folks. And we have a few substitutions on the field. So the Bulldogs come into this one 1-1 in league action. 500, looking to head, obviously, get to 2-1. The Mounties, a tough task, and we have a timeout on the field by the Bulldogs. Okay, so we have a timeout, 2:12 left in the first, and a 2-0 Bulldogs lead, folks, here As I said earlier, this production brought to you in part by McQuaid's Ace Hardware, your local family-owned hardware store located on Franklin Street in Westerly, RI. Everything you need this spring for yard cleanup and home cleaning: mulch, lime, fertilizer, lawnmowers, power tools, and hand tools. If they don't sell it, you don't need it, folks. As we continue with the timeout, this production is brought to you in part also by Wireless Zone, your Verizon authorized retailer located in Dunn's Corners next to Duncan. Cell phone sales, service, and repair. Trade in your old phone and get up to $700 off of a new phone with trade-in. Switch from current provider and get your new phone for free with trade-in. Strategia, website design and maintenance, social media management, search engine optimization, local company with local strategies to help your company stand out on the web. So the Bulldogs looking to continue with what they're doing on offense, which what at first I thought was nothing. Their first two possessions, they just seemed to be settling around the perimeter and really nobody cutting in or around the goal. I don't know if that was part of the strategy, whatever it was, by the coaches, whatever they cooked up has worked. They have 3 shots on goal, I'd say 3 decent shots, and 2 of them have cleared the net. The first by Marone, the second by Petrashka. So they have shown the ability to pass, and that's the key. That's what they wanted to work on, and rather than just attack as soon as you get the ball. And so the Bulldogs coming out of their timeout, both teams take the field here. 2:12 to go in the first in this early start for us here. Tomorrow night we will be right back here at Sal Algieri Field, folks, for some women's lacrosse. Our first touch on ladies lacrosse this season, as they also moved up a division. So a tough task for both of these lacrosse squads to get moved up. The formula for realignment changed. So essentially how they did last year, either squad was irrelevant, and they were both forced to move up, and that is definitely always a challenge. Here we go, we are live. Petrashka flips it behind the goal. Liam Cody with it. We are back with Marone on the near side, and Cody working a couple spin moves, creating some space, flips it to the far side. That's Petrashka. Far shot, deflected by the goalie, and that's going to be scooped up. Marone flips it high in the air. Number 1 for the Mounties seems to have the most possession of the day with the ball. Not getting a lot of help at midfield, and then he flips it across midfield, and that's going to go errant. And the Bulldogs fighting for it. Number 5 for the Mounties with it. And he's going to go forward with himself, a late flip and a shot on goal, and it is saved by Tallerty, a beautiful save. The shot within 5 feet of him to the lower left, and he is able to deflect it out of bounds, so the Mounties will retain possession. Garafola on defense in the area. Number 11, Morin, now on the ball. Great defense on the goal by the Bulldogs, around the goal, and Tallerty in goal. That's around 4 or 5 saves for Tallerty. I don't have an official count. Mounties with it, looking for space. Number 10 on D, that's Rafferty. Scrappy with his feet in the fall and with his hands in the spring. Number 2 on attack. He breaks the perimeter, cuts through 3. He's up on goal and he scores! Broke the whole Bulldog defense, split about 4 defenders, and was face-to-face with Tallerty for the essential flip-in goal, making the score 2 for the Bulldogs and 1 for the Mounties as they cut the lead in half. Bulldogs got to get a little bit more physical in that alley. They were all there, but really nobody enclosed on them and used any of their body. They just got together to talk about it. It's early, plenty of time to recover, and there was no shutout in their visions for tonight, folks, so I don't think they're going to get too down on themselves this early. Like I said, Bulldog baseball is in action, almost finishing up right now at Similori Field. I'll try to get a final for you as we go. A lot of action in Week 1, Westerly Sports, and we are the place to find it, folks. Westerly.live, Westerly.radio, number 1 on attack for the Mounties. And he breaks the perimeter, nice contact, and Tallerty able to scoop it up. That's the contact we were talking about, I was talking about on the last possession. Garafola really using his shoulder, and now Fazaro with the Bulldogs already flipped the field, and from behind he is gets his pocket pick, number 8 with it. Number 42, Liam Cody on defense, and they flip it back to the goal. So the Mounties will start over, but that possession right there was what the defense needs to do. They need to lay a little shoulder in when the offense starts on attack. Number 2 flips it inside near the goal, and the shot on goal deflected by Tallerty. Beautiful save. Again, able to break the defense, the Mounties, and it looks like they've gotten a little lighter on their feet. By that I mean they look a little faster, shot looks a little harder. It's about an evenly matched physical game. Number 35 with Aiden Cody right now on the far side. Pass errant, picked off, in trouble. It's going to be a wide open shot for the Mounties, and it's going to be a score. Nearly impossible to defend. Number 11, a breakdown on the Bulldog defense. An inbound pass intercepted, and within a minute, the 2-0 lead is erased. 3 seconds to go. All the Bulldogs needed to do was lay that one little bit of shoulder of contact to kill that 3 seconds. It makes that shot not happen, and they would have ended the period with a 2-1 lead. That's a crushing blow early. Definitely time to recover, but you never want to give up a goal with 3 seconds left, folks. I think that's you don't even need to say that. In the middle is Fazaro. Williams getting a rest, and that's going to round out the last 3 seconds. So both teams are going to break for a moment here, and after one, the score, the visiting Mounties 2, the Bulldogs 2. Momentum most certainly in favor that quickly in favor of the Mounties. The Bulldogs starting out with the 2-0 lead. Mounties erased it in the last minute and a half. 12 new minutes set on the board, and we will start fresh at 2-2, folks. Again, I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer, owner, Shane Belanger. We have Lisa upstairs behind the lens. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio. We have all sorts of action this spring, folks, this week. We will be right back here at Sal Lord Jerry Field tomorrow night for some women's lacrosse action. If you haven't gotten a chance to see the women this year, you will have a chance tomorrow night. The game starts at 5 p.m., folks. So the Bulldogs looking to try to thwart momentum here. The coach is going to have to do something to boost their energy now, because that was a killer. As the lights turn on, the shadows are off the field. And all we wait for now is a little adjustment on the defense for the Bulldogs. Westerly Volleyball has started off their spring in good fashion, as I will get into more. We have a young softball team that we will talk about. This lacrosse team right in front of us right now is so evenly balanced. They have 6 seniors, they have 7 juniors, they have 6 sophomores, and they have 6 freshmen. So you can't be more balanced. The kind of frustrating thing is that they were bumped up, essentially having nothing to do with their on-field, the balance of their squad, what happened last year. But like I said, the coach's goal is the playoffs and possibly deep into the playoffs. We saw them open the game with energy and with a 2-0 lead, so they can play with this Mounties squad. Let's see what adjustments were made. Remember, folks, we are flipping the field, so we were going left to right. We want the Bulldogs to score on our right. We want the ball on our right. Number 1 for the Mounties in the middle of the field with Williams, who got a little bit of a breather but was in the middle of everything in the first. Number 10 with it for the Bulldogs, that's Rafferty. And he flips it to the far side, and that is going to be number 13, Fazaro, with it. The sophomore flips it. Bulldogs have it near the goal. That's going to be Cody with it. Liam Cody flips it. Far side, that's Marone. Gervasini has it up top, and he's going to come to the near side. That's Williams. Petrashka in the near corner. Liam Cody is behind the goal. Petrashka trying to create a little space. Flips it back to Cody. Just the start of the second. 2-2 the score, folks. Bulldog Lacrosse, we are facing Mount St. Charles Mounties. Mounties come in with an excellent squad. A big early season test for the Bulldogs. They need to be on their A game. They knew that coming in. They said that to play with this squad. Number 5, Marone, trying to create space. Nothing there. A couple spin moves and a flip back to Cody behind the goal. Marone is a huge goal scorer, but he's also a wise shooter. He's not just going to put it on the net for no reason. Petrashka with it, spin move, loses his footing. Double team when he gets it near the goal. Ball hits the ground, and the Mounties flip it to the goalie, and they are going to take possession. Good defense by the Mounties. Not much movement at the moment by the Bulldog offense. Mounties going to take it from right to left as they approach midfield, and they flip it back. And number 42 on D picks the pocket for the Bulldogs. That's Liam Cody. Great defense on the far side. So we are back on attack. Cody very active early on in the game here for the Bulldogs. Williams has it, as he does on most possessions. To his knees he goes, retains possession, flips it. Petrashka trying to scoop it and gets it with a little space in front of him. But from behind, the Mounties are able to scoop it up and pick his pocket. On D, number 9 for the Bulldogs, that's Williams. Number 12 for the Mounties has it, approaching midfield, and he flips it over. And now the Mounties have it in on the Bulldogs' third. Ball is on the ground. Mounties scoop it up with movement. They're heading towards the game. Shot on goal, and a huge save by Tallerty. from about 6 feet away. The bouncing shot, just what the Mounties wanted, just what they were looking for. Big save by Brandon Tallerty. Really bigger than just what that goal is. Talk about momentum. If they gave up another one that quick, that would have been 3 in about 3 minutes. That is definitely that would have been a deflating goal. So a huge save by the Bulldogs. Let's see if they can gain on that and build momentum on that save. There's a whistle on the field, a quick substitution, and we're about to get going again here, folks. As the players take their spot, folks. This production is brought to you in part also by Remy's Cycles and Teddy's Toys, both located at downtown Westerly at 53 Railroad Avenue. Remy's Cycle, bicycle sales and service, cycling accessories, clothing, safety gear. We are live, shot on goal, and it goes errant to the left. Got started a little quicker than I had thought, folks. And Cody with it. The flip to Marone, he gets in front, he's always dangerous, and he scores! Big shot by Marone, and that is the recipe for the Bulldogs. Cody from behind the goal gets Marone, who really created that shot himself. Quick feed, a little bit of a spin move, and again that bouncing shot, a laser beam he shoots, and Bulldogs regain the lead with 3. That is Marone's second goal of the day, Petrosha scoring the other. So the Bulldogs ending the momentum that had shifted in favor of the Mounties, and I am a big guy. You'll hear that word out of my mouth because I believe it is a huge part of high school sports. Great job in the break of making whatever changes and alterations the Bulldogs needed to. Lance Williams fighting for possession at midfield. 3 Mounties in the area, but I'll tell you what, he'll take on all 3. So a couple Bulldogs join the fray. There's Fazaro in the middle, but the Mounties come away with it. Shot on goal, no defense there, and they tie it just like that. A breakdown on the Bulldogs D, wide open in the middle, bouncer to the low left. 3-3 we go. So the Mounties don't like being behind. We can see that. Bulldogs jump to 2-0. They erase it in a minute. They jump ahead 3-2. They erase it in about a second. We are back to 3-3, and we're going to start fresh here, folks, in the second. 9 minutes to go in the second. We are even at 3s. I don't know what you'd say about momentum. It's really nowhere. Bulldogs have had a few breakdowns on defense, really, where they need to get their contact in, but there was nobody there on that possession. So midfield, here we go. Williams again. Number 1 for the Mounties, still being fought by Williams, but he comes up with it. So they will have possession in Bulldogs territory. There's a little bit of space, and he regroups, flips, and the Mounties will let their offense reset here. Game tied 3-3 if you're just joining us. Live from Salwa Jerry Field. Boys lacrosse tonight. We'll be live tomorrow night for some girls lacrosse, folks. 5 p.m. tomorrow night. But the here and now, 3-3 game. A story of 3 games. 2-0, the Bulldogs jump up. Mounties answer with a fray of 2 goals in about a minute. They're on the attack now. Bulldogs jump back ahead 3-2, and the Mounties answered within about 10 seconds. So Mounties with possession now. We are even at 3. Bulldogs doing a nice job here today. A couple of little breakdowns have given wide open shots. Besides that, they've played a really good game on both ends. And a flip to the middle, and the Bulldogs close in on D. Mounties from behind the goal in the far corner of the field. They will reset on O, number 2, with the possession for the Mounties. He's going to attack, looking for a wraparound. He's got one and score. You saw that developing, and nobody really closed in. Frustration on the Bulldogs D as they are talking about it. He gets the unopposed wraparound. Somebody got on his inside shoulder. That really doesn't do much good. That left his shooting shoulder open for really an unopposed shot on goal. And that gives the Mounties their first lead of the night, 4-3. They have scored in pairs, the Mounties. They were down by 2, scored 2 in about 2 minutes. Went down 3-2, scored 2 in about 1 minute. So we have a timeout on the field. Bulldogs definitely have to make an adjustment, and that's what they look to do here, folks. All sorts to talk about at halftime to get everybody caught up on the first week in Westerly sports. Westerly.live, Westerly.radio, your one source for Westerly sports. If it happens here, you'll see it here, folks. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Westerly.live, Westerly.radio on your web browser. This production brought to you in part by Valenti Subaru, Subaru Sales and Service, located at Dunn's Corners, Westerly RI. Valenti means value. With over 90 years in the auto business, the Valenti family knows how to keep customers happy. Service with honesty, integrity, and a smile are the cornerstones our business is built upon. So as the Bulldogs try to make defensive adjustments on their timeout, probably offensive adjustments as well, as they really haven't gotten too much for shots on goal other than the 3 that have gone in, really. I think they have probably maybe a pair or 3 other than that. They've had, obviously, their 2 goals by Marone, who is their captain and offensive leader. 7 goals last game, 3 goals in the first, came in with 10. Marone last season scored a team-high 35 goals and had 11 assists in just 10 games played. Now, that's astronomical. That's 3.5 goals and 1 assist per game over the course of 10 games. So talk about production by a junior at that time. So there's nothing but excitement about his play this season. As the teams break, and in the middle of the field, in the middle of everything, we see Williams, and you hear that all day long. He is in the middle of it. You don't have to talk about physicality when you refer to him. I do think the defense needs a little bit tighter, a little bit more physical play, although the Mounties really aren't playing all that physical themselves. And number 1 with the scoop at midfield, open running room, and they're on attack early. Already they score in scoops, and the shot wide left it goes. So the Bulldogs fortunate that the Mounties didn't tack on another one. That seems to be what they do, as they have scored 2 in quick pairs and had a shot on goal quickly there. Teams reset on field, and again, the Bulldogs defense speaking while they're at midfield. Not sure what the call on the field was. We are at midfield again. Williams with it. Number 1, and a whistle to stop it. And that's going to go in favor of the Mounties. Frustration for the Bulldogs. Not sure why they reset at midfield. Mounties have possession. Number 1's going to fire from deep, and he does. And the deflection by Tality, keeping the game at a 1-goal game. And the Bulldogs flip to the near side, and Marone unable to grab the pass. And the Mounties capitalize again on the attack and looking for room. And they put one on goal and in. The bouncer to the low left. 2 Bulldog defenders there that time. He was able to get it, wrap around and score and stretch the lead to 5. So everything going in favor of the Mounties. That time Bulldogs defense was there. Sort of self-created by the Mountie offensive player number 2. And the deficit goes to 2 for the Bulldogs. We have 6:44 remaining in the second here, and we are ready to start at midfield again. So the Bulldogs looking to break energy and momentum here on the Mounties offense. Have it again. The Mounties letting their offense set up. Bulldogs knew they had a tough task ahead of them coming in. Mounties, one of the top teams in the state. And a great early test for the Bulldogs. They knew they had to play their best to even be in it with them. Several players were aware of that. So they know they're going to have to step up from here if they don't want to let the spread get too unmanageable. The Mounties taking their time on this possession. And they're working off of a little pick and roll up top. Movement in the middle, nothing there, and they will flip to the far side. We are under 6 minutes in the second. 5-3 Mounties lead the Bulldogs here at Jerry Field, folks, as the sun sets on a Monday night. Beautiful night here. Nothing better than be at a high school sporting event. Nothing better than a little defense here and a Bulldogs goal, I would say. The Mounties looking for some space. The defense doing a great job creating no lanes. So for all that I said that the defense needed to tighten up, this is when they're doing it. They don't get a lot of glory for it. But the Mounties really have nothing to work with. Great contact there on defense by Cody. Number 11 on the ball right now, and that is Zach Morin playing good defense today himself. Mounties have just capitalized on the few openings they've been given, which is the mark of a good team, obviously. So they've been experienced in Division II, up top of Division II, whereas the Bulldogs are new to the whole division in and of itself. And the Bulldogs, good defense, and they will flip possession and flip sides of the field. That's Pizarro with the ball. Number 2, Petrosky on the far side. Flips it ahead. That's going to be Marone. That's what you like to see. And the ball is picked and knocked away. The Mounties goalie flips it ahead. Number 1. Going to scoop it before it gets out of bounds. It's still loose on the ground. And number 11 for the Bulldogs, Morin, tries to get it up. Can't do it. And the Mounties have it, number 2. And he is moving Quick flip over to the near side, and he's open. Nice pass, nice shot. Great offense on the move by the Mounties, and they have created some space, doubling the Bulldogs up 6-3. So what was 2-0 and then what was 3-2 is now 6-3, folks. This is a quality Mounties squad. Their passing is efficient. Their movements are efficient. You see picks on their offense. You see good quality cuts. Every move is derived for a reason. It's going to be a tough task defensively for this young Bulldog squad, new to Division II. But there's no better time to play this team than now. It's just going to make you better for the Mounties. They are now playing in the shadows, a shadow shifting game. As we start at a peculiar time, they're on attack, flip towards the goal, and that goes off Towdy, the save. And he tries to scoop it up before it gets out of bounds, unable to do so, I believe. Oh, the Bulldogs will retain possession, so it went off of a Mountie offensive player. Towdy with it, and he flips it. And the Mounties are going to, nope, It's on the ground, a little scrap for it, carried in the area. And they are playing right in the sun and lights and shade. And I see a lot of bodies, folks. Out of bounds it goes, I do believe, off Petroshka, and it is. It's going to head in favor of the Mounties, who are going to get it moving quickly as we start. We are under a minute here running, folks. The score 7-3. As they approach the goal, but Bulldogs defense doing a good job. Clock reads 46 seconds. And it's going to be a Bulldog possession, so they do a nice job on defense. And they're going to try to tack one on here with under a minute to go. Remember, folks, in the first, the Mounties able to score with just 3 seconds to go in the first, which is a killer. Gervasini with it right now in some space. And the pass up near the goal, and it falls to the ground. We got 2 Bulldogs in the area, and the Mounties goalie able to trap it as he slowly sets up behind the goal, so the Bulldogs don't get an opportunity on goal as the ball rolls towards midfield. And there's some contact here. The Bulldogs pick it up to 17 seconds. And big hit by Liam Cody. As there's nothing left, the Bulldogs leave a message here before the half that they're not done playing lacrosse, folks. That woke up the crowd and everybody. We got 5 seconds. Gervasini with it. Will he get a shot off? 2-1. And he does. It's wide. We're going to end 2 periods of play, folks, with the score 7 for the Mounties, 3 for the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs offense did a nice job early. They had a couple leads early on. The Mounties really have taken a presence on the field, playing some efficient lacrosse on offense and on defense as well. Bulldogs have to make a few adjustments. They knew it was going to be a task here today. They really have done a good job. Just a few breakdowns have turned into goals. The Mounties do capitalize when you give them the opportunity. Again, this is a Mount St. Charles squad that was in Division II, a top Division II. The Bulldogs just jumping up a division, a great early season test. They are 1-1 going into tonight. So we are here at the half, and we have a lot to catch up on in Westerly sports. Welcome back, everybody. I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer, owner, Shane Belanger. We have Lisa behind the lens. Together, we are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio, your only source for Westerly sports. If they're playing in Westerly, folks, we're your source. We're at halftime. Boys lacrosse, the Bulldogs trailing the Mount St. Charles Mounties by a score of 7-3. If you're just joining us, folks, this is a talented Mountie squad. They were sitting up atop Division II last year. As I said earlier, the Bulldogs jumped up a division as realignment. They have no control over that, but a good early season test for the Bulldogs. So we will get back to what's happening in front of us. I'm going to head in the gym. First week of action, this Bulldog volleyball team, men's volleyball team, has jumped off to a great start. The outlook for the Bulldogs, they returned most of the lineup from last season, and they want a deep run into Division II playoffs. They have titles in their eyesights. They're returning everybody, and a few teams from their division jumped up to Division I, which gives them even more space to be up top the division. And folks, if you don't know volleyball, it's a best of 5 match race to 3 games. The Bulldogs have played 2 matches this season so far, and they've won all 6 games that they've played. So they are 6-0 as far as games played to start the season. You can't start any better than that. They have Armitage, Wilk, Ogle, Hake, all returning from last year, all big name athletes coming off the basketball court, some of them freshly, and we look forward to touching with them inside the gym as the season goes forward. As far as recapping Westerly softball, they're coming off of a shutout victory. Valentini threw a 3-hit shutout, fanned 14 in Westerly's second win of the season. They have taken the field twice, and they have won both games. This is a extremely young Bulldog squad. They'll be back in action tomorrow at 4 o'clock versus Prout at home at Similori Field. They are very hopeful. They're looking to grow as a team. They're hoping to grow at the plate, but the coach said at the beginning of the season in the preview, a lot of the players are freshmen. They've never had an opportunity. This is a sophomore and freshman-laden team. There are no seniors on the squad. They've started out the season 2-0, so that is fantastic. Valentini has been on fire on the rubber, really keeping this is going to give this team an opportunity in every game that they play despite their youth. And moving forward to Westerly girls lacrosse, they'll be right ahead of us tomorrow night, folks. Salwa Jerry Field. Tune in, Westerly.live, Westerly.radio, 5 p.m. start. The girls also, due to realignment, were forced to move up a division, having nothing to do with their on-play, nothing to do with their lineups. They can do nothing about it. They were forced up the division, so that's going to be a huge task for them. They look to grow all season long, grow on the field. They last played LaSalle, who is a powerhouse, so we'll see how they do coming off of that game here at home tomorrow night. Make sure you tune in at 5 p.m. Baseball team, excellent baseball team, high hopes. They're looking for a state title. Folks, they've played 3 times. They've won 3 times. They defeated EG to start and swept a home and away versus Narragansett, including an extra inning thriller. The boys are they were in action today at 4 o'clock versus Norwich in a non-league game. I will try to get you results from someone as the second half moves forward. That really just leaves outdoor track and indoor track, folks, and they'll have a meet tomorrow night. We're not going to be able to cover them, but we're going to get back to second half action here in front of us in just 2 minutes. So that's your first week wrap-up in Westerly sports, folks. The Bulldogs' whole team meeting where they will be playing D as Halliday warms up in the goal. That's really the issue. The Mounties they have quick scores, quick striking, and efficient passing once they get inside that perimeter. Bulldogs are going to have to play a physical second half to keep the score within range. This production brought to you in part by McQuaid's Ace Hardware, Wireless Zone, Strategia, Remy's Cycles, Teddy's Toys, and Valenti Subaru. And there's the official whistle, folks, as the teams will gather for their final instructions. And we are about to start the second half. The sun is just about down, so the shadows are finally off the field. The score 7-3. We will be right back here again tomorrow night for your first look at the girls lacrosse team. That's a 5 o'clock start. Several sports in action tomorrow night. There'll be 3. I'll try to update you on all 3, on the other 2 as we go. And again, I'll try to get you a final in Bulldog baseball action as they had a 4 o'clock First pitch here tonight at Similori Field, looking to move to 4-0. Bulldogs take the field. There's 3 goals, 2 by Marone and 1 by Petroska. But besides that, they've only had a few more real shots on goal that have been challenging, really. The Mounties defense does a great job of just suffocating when you get inside. They started a little slow due to the early start, the Mounties that is. I think the Bulldogs capitalized on that, and since then, it's really gone in their favor. Number 1 has possession. Williams, physical play. The Mounties going from left to right, and number 1 taking it the length of the field around 3 defenders. He's going to get his own shot. Big save by Towdy, so the Mounties didn't open the second half with a immediate goal. That was a bouncer. Tough save by Towdy. That really saved. That really would have deflated the Bulldogs. That was big on a lot of levels. The Mounties have it and threaten again, though. So they take no time to go on attack here in the second half. Let's see what defensive adjustments the Bulldogs made. And it's inside near the goal. 2 Bulldogs on it. And they're going to come away with a good D by the Bulldogs. That's Garofolo with it. And he flips it all the way up top. Nice pass to Marone, who has it. Beautiful loft. Had him led him perfectly. And Marone creating space to Petroska, far side. And that's Goody in front, and he gets it to Marone in front of the goal. Beautiful pass and score. Almost like a one-timer. And Marone lights up the scoreboard for the 3rd time. And the Bulldogs strike first in the second half to score 7-4. Still anybody's game. No quit in this Bulldog squad. As they track down the ball and we get started here. Well, again, the Bulldogs strike first. It's going to be Gervasini at midfield. They're going to give Williams a breather here, as his physical style of play requires it at least once and a half here. Middle of the field, Gervasini at the scrum. Bulldogs open the half with a goal. And there's a quick whistle. And that's going to go against the Bulldogs. No, correction, the crowd reacts. That's going to go in favor of the Bulldogs. And they reset. And it is going to be Gervasini with it to start for the Bulldogs. And looking for somebody. Flips to the far side. That's Caradillo, and he flips it over to Cody. Cody behind the goal. That's going to be Marone. As he waits for his offense to try to get a little bit of space. Number 19 for the Mounties on him, playing tight D as he tries to wrap it around. Gets a little bit of space, hit a shot, and a goal! Beautiful shot to the far post and just inside. And Marone again, just like that. Folks, we're just a minute and a half into the second half, and Marone tacks on 2 more. He had 2 goals in the whole first half and has just doubled that total in just a minute and a half. And the Bulldogs, folks, right back in this 7-5. What was a 4-goal halftime deficit has been cut in half in just a minute and a half. We saw this kind of offensive tendency out of the Mounties in the first half, not the Bulldogs. So advantage goes to the coaches' adjustments and the Bulldogs' adjustments at halftime thus far. The Mounties have possession. You know they're going to look to answer quick. Again, this is a seasoned Mounties squad. They're not going anywhere. Their pass goes errant. That's an unforced error, and the Bulldogs have energy and have momentum and have possession. Cody with it. Correction, Garofolo with it. Flips it to Tallerty, the goalie, as they will reset. Bulldogs going from right to left, folks. And we have a completely new game here. The crowd is energized. Everybody is energized. Only way to get energy on a Monday night is to tune into Westerly Live and watch the Westerly Sports. And the Bulldogs have it. That's Marone. And he has been the answer. And he's got the ball. Drops for a moment. He looks for a little bit of help as they reset on offense. And he flips it. That's going to be Petroska on our side this time. Behind the goal to Liam Cody. And he goes to the far side, allowing some play to set up. Gervasini with it. And offense backing up, flips to the far side. And that's Liam Cody again. Behind the goal, will start over. And that's Marone with it. Ordering people around a little bit here. trying to create something, and he flips it to Petroska. Not much room for him either, and it's reset again. Caradillo with it, the senior. A couple hand moves using a pick and roll. Not much there. Nice job by the Mounties on defense. Bulldogs forced to start over on offense again. Gervasini with it. Flips to the far side. That's Liam Cody. Mounties not giving them anything. Back behind the goal, we have it with Marone. And he's going to try to wrap around himself, use his shoulders a little bit. They double up. Quick flip to Petrocha. Shot on goal. Save by the Mounties. And it's going to retain possession for the Bulldogs. They did get a nice shot on goal on the pick and roll. So the Bulldogs do a good job with patience, retaining possession, allowing a play to set up. Marone has it now, and you know he can change all that in an instant and create his own. But the Bulldogs doing a nice job with time of possession. The flip. Cody has it in front of the goal. Not much there. Good job by the Mounties D collapsing, forcing the Bulldogs to reset. I'll tell you what, I've been looking to my left the entire half. That's good for the Bulldogs. And Cody with it. Liam Cody flips to the middle. Gervasini, co-captain with it. Looks to flip back, fake to Williams. Has possession, far side. Looking for somebody on the inside, and the Mounties collapse on D. He hangs on to it, tries to get it behind to Marone. Can't do it. The goalie gets it, and the Mounties will take possession. The Mounties goalie flips to midfield and tries to connect. He does with number 14 already in Bulldog territory. Tries a spin move, gets by the defender. One steps in, and not much for a passing lane. Nice job by the Bulldogs. Good defense by Garafola and Cody. Aiden Cody, that is. And shot on goal, and it is deflected. I do believe that deflection off of Morin. Nice D by the Bulldogs. That's collapsing in the lanes. That's what they needed to do on that early 4-goal spurt by the Mounties. Doing a nice job of it ever since, though. So the Bulldogs defense really is stepping up this game. They're playing the top shelf Division II team. Bulldogs having just moved up, just been bumped up. And they find space in the middle, the Mounties do, and lower right pocket, they tuck one in. So they end the Bulldogs 2-goal streak, and they up it to 8. The score, Mounties 8, Bulldogs 5. Kind of created a little bit of his own space. There wasn't much space there. You got to give credit where credit is due. He put it right in the bottom right corner. Tough to stop or get a foot in on anybody. The score 8-5. We are just under 7 here in the third. Salor, Jerry Field, folks. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio. Bringing you action here live tonight. We'll be here, same spot tomorrow night for some ladies lacrosse action. Number 1 for the Mounties with it. They score in spurts, the Mounties, it seems like. So the Bulldogs got to hope they can put an end to that, take possession, and maybe cut back in again. Number 5 for the Mounties with it. And flips it to the near side. Number 3 for the Mounties. Reset behind the goal. And number 3 has it. They set up top. And a shot from far. Saved by Talley. Behind the goal it goes, and it is scooped up. Nice D on the far side by Morin. Great defense to retain possession for the Bulldogs. So a save and then good D on the back end of it by Morin. The Mounties really collapsed. Great job by Williams to get it across midfield. About 5 Mounties collapsed, and the Bulldogs on the far side flip it. They're all the way ahead. Cody has it, and he gets it across. That's number 2, Petroska, trying to create space. Almost had some. Couple spin moves. He's going to have to reset. As their number advantage is reset, and we're at even numbers again. And we find Marone behind the goal trying to set things up again for the Bulldogs. That really has been their recipe for success, so I guess you got to go back to the well. Up top they go with it. That's Williams. And he flips to Gervasini. Ball hits the ground before Gervasini can scoop it up, and it is kicked forward by the Mounties. And they flip to the far side, turnover by the Bulldogs. Number 3 has it. And it's 2-on-1. They flip it back, number 21, and it hits the ground. Allows a couple Bulldogs to catch up on D, and they are fortunate that the numbers are even back up. The Mounties had a little chance for a run. 8-5, still anybody's game, but you don't want to let this stretch much further than that. Bulldogs don't take the field, just looking to hang around. There's no quitting this squad. Number 5 looking for an open lane. Bulldogs playing physical D, and then from the far side, the Mounties shoot up top, and they connect. And they tack one on the score. 9 for the Mounties, 5 for the Bulldogs. So we're back even in the second half. Bulldogs tacked on 2 early, and again the Mounties answered with 2 themselves. This entire game has been scoring in streaks. 2 for the Bulldogs, 3 for the Mounties, 2 for the Bulldogs. Back and forth all game long. Unfortunately, the number is just a little bit higher for the Mounties, so the Bulldogs need to try to kill momentum here and try to shrink the gap a little bit. Williams at midfield for the scrum. And he comes up with it. Number 1's been there all day. Nobody's come up with it just yet. Flip back to the Mounties. They have it. And again, the Mounties with possession. It looks like they're going to slow down and let numbers set up, let their offense set up. They're not in a rush, but they are able to streak at any point. We've seen them do it. And they flip behind the goal. Garafola on D forces the pass. Again, behind the goal. Nice pass up on the goal. And a no-look wraparound. Talk about a good one-timer. The pass and no-look over-the-shoulder shot is tough to defend that. The entire Bulldog team getting together and talking about it. It looks like we're going to have a timeout on the field. Timeout for the Bulldogs. Frustration obviously sets in. But again, this Bulldog team knew today was going to be a test. Just trying not to get down on themselves. I don't think they're going to. I think they knew what they were coming in for. They just need to make a few adjustments and really stick in this thing. It's only a 5-goal deficit. So we'll see what adjustments they make. This game brought to you in part by Wireless Zone, folks. Your Verizon authorized retailer located in Dunn's Corners next to Dunkin'. Cell phone sales, service, and repair. Trade in your old phone and get up to $7 off of a new phone. Switch from current provider and get your new phone for free with trade-in. Strategia, website design and maintenance. Social media management, search engine optimization. Local company with local strategies to help your company stand out on the web. McQuaid's Ace Hardware, your local family-owned hardware store located on Franklin Street in Westerly, RI. Everything you need this spring for yard cleanup and home cleaning. Mulch, lime, fertilizer, lawnmowers, power tools, and hand tools. If they don't sell it, folks, you don't need it. So the story for this Bulldog squad, much like tomorrow night, we're going to bring you the Lady Bulldogs lacrosse team. They were both, due to realignment, completely out of their hands, forced up a division. And that's always just a huge test, a huge task, a huge endeavor. Generally reaps rewards in a couple of years down. Always a test that first year. So that's what we're seeing in front of us here. We're seeing them face a Mount St. Charles Mounties squad who sits atop this division and has. And a new experience for the Bulldogs. We'll see how they react. They have played well. They've scored in spurts, but the Mounties have answered in spurts themselves. Mounties take the field. Bulldogs getting some final instruction. So as I touched on at halftime, early on in week 1, the baseball team and the volleyball team off to great starts. The Bulldogs 3-0 baseball on the diamond. Softball team off to a 2-0 start on their diamond. And the volleyball team has started 2-0 themselves, having not dropped a set yet. Right in front of us, we have men's lacrosse as they take the field. The score 10-5, Mounties. 4:22 left to go in the third. Williams in the middle of the field. There's no quit Bulldog squad. We'll see what adjustments they've made. And one comes up with it, and he is quick. Splits the defense. Nice passing, 2 quick passes. And already to the inside, they flip to the top. And they're moving quick. They want another one quick. And number 4 with a spin move. He's got space, and he fires and scores. This Mounties offense is hitting on all cylinders. Mid-left shot, nice shot just inside that right post. And it is tough to defend that. That is just nice movement with the ball. Great moves, using your body, creating space by the Mounties. And another quick one added on by Mount St. Charles. Clock stops at 4:07, and we head back to midfield, folks. Williams ready to set at midfield. And number 1, again, he seems to be in his little niche at the moment. These Mounties are on fire right here. Their passing is really the key to everything. They're on the money with their passing. As he splits 2 defenders, great contact there by Fazaro, knocks the ball away. Good closing defense by Garafola, Fazaro, and Morton, who are really doing a good job, folks. This is just a real tough task in front of them. Much like the equivalent of the ladies' team having to have just faced LaSalle. just a tough scheduling task. Nothing they can do about it. Nothing this Bulldog squad can do about it but grow. And that's what we do here in Westerly. We get bigger and we get better. And you watch it all live here at Westerly.live, Westerly.radio. Your only source. The Mountie shot wide, deflected off of Tallerty. Tallerty with a lot of saves. He's had a lot of work to do, a lot of challenges. This Mountie shooting has come plentifully and it is precise. They're not just firing at the goal. They are shooting low right, low left, bouncers, liners just inside the post. They've gotten one up on the top corner. They've used the entire goal. They pass on the run very well inside the perimeter. Their one-timers are extremely quick and extremely efficient. They don't seem to be as much on a run here. Number 2 on the attack a little bit. Williams steps up on D and forces the pass behind the goal. Number 19 swings it around to the near side here as the Mounties reset. Good defense by the Bulldogs, forcing the Mounties to reset on D. It's not as bad as the scoreboard look, folks, I can tell you that. This is a quality squad in front of us. Shot on goal, a short bouncer, and it is from a distance that they have not shot at yet from today. I think that caught the Bulldogs by surprise as they tack another one on. As the distance slowly creeps here, I'll take this slow break. Bulldogs need to just stay up emotionally, which is obviously a near impossible task as the deficit grows on the field. We have just over 2 minutes to go in the third. Midfield, Gervasini, number 1, scoops it up again. He is on a run. They seemingly start right at the top of that perimeter every possession at the moment. That wasn't the case early. Bulldogs on the ground waiting, fighting for it here on the far side. 2-on-2 in the scrum, it looks like right now. And it comes loose to the far side, and it looks like number 2 for the Mounties has it. And the Mounties will reset on offense. We are under 2 minutes in the third here. Looking for space, and they fire wide right. I'm not sure if it was deflected by Tallerty or not. And it was not. It's going to go in favor in the direction of the Bulldogs. Tallerty will start with possession. Looking for space somewhere as the Mounties press the field. No room being allowed for the Bulldogs anywhere as Gervasini forced nearly, seemingly off the field on the far side. They whistle and the Mounties will take possession. Not sure what happened over there. Gervasini must have stepped out, it looks like, and the Mounties, number 1, who has speed, is going to inbound it for Mount St. Charles. There's the whistle, and here we go. Mount St. Charles possession again. So since those 2 first goals here in the second half, the Bulldogs seemingly have not been on offense, and they tack another one on. Laser beam bouncer, low right. Bulldogs really not even an opportunity to step in front of it. One quick pass off the inbound. That was 2 passes and a shot. When I say efficient, this is efficient. It doesn't get much more quality of offensive play than I'm watching right here. So when I was told this would be a test and a growing experience for this Bulldog squad, I completely understand why. And that's what they'll do. They'll hit and practice and they'll learn from this. They'll grow from it and get better. There's no doubt. They're a better team next game than they would have been if they played a lesser squad. Number 1 is a force right now from the midfield in the second half. He has won just about every scrum and advanced it all the way into the Bulldogs' third, allowing their offense to set up nearly every time. They've shot from just about everywhere. Big hit on the turnaround shot attempt by number 13, Eric Fazaro. Biggest hit of the day for the Bulldogs. Love to see that. No quick physical play. Nice D there by Garofola forcing the errant pass. And the Mounties don't fire many errant passes. Very accurate. Passing and shooting. Number 4 shoots it, and it's deflected. Saved by Tallerty. And I do believe possession, correction, it was wide right. Bulldogs will take possession. 30 seconds left here in the third as Tallerty is hit on the inbound. Bulldogs able to scoop it up. Gervasini looks to take it up the field, being chased from behind, and he retains possession. We are under 20 seconds here in the third, folks. And it is on the far side, and out of bounds it goes. Mounties will take possession. 13 seconds to go in the third period here at Sal Lord Jerry Field. I am the voice, Greg Morano. Alongside producer owner Shane Belanger, Lisa behind the lens. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio, looking to add one. They did in the first, and they do again with 2 seconds this time. In the first quarter, it was with 3 seconds. In the third quarter, it's with 2 seconds. And those are crushing goals to give up emotionally. Those are definitely learning and teaching points for the coaches here when they get done with this game as their week progresses. They will be back in action on the 14th, facing Prout EWG Co-op, and that is on the road. That's a league game versus Cristofaro Park. That's at 4:30 p.m. on the 14th, and there's the horn, and the third quarter is over. Definitely a learning experience for the Bulldogs. They started out the third quarter on fire, 2-0, and then the Mounties kicked it in gear, and they started to click on all cylinders, and that's where we're at right now. Deficit is 7, fourth quarter to go, and we'll see what adjustments the Bulldogs make. Most of the Bulldog offense has come off the stick of Jack Marone. He's got 4 goals. Petroshka with the 5th for the Bulldogs. That gives Marone 17 on the season. Heck of a start for the season. And this production brought to you in part by Remy Cycles and Teddy's Toys, both located at 53 Railroad Ave in Westerly. Remy Cycles, bicycle sales and service, downtown Westerly. Cycling accessories, clothing, safety gear, the latest in electric bike technology, stellar customer service, everything needed to enjoy your cycling adventures. Teddy's Toys. Toys are also located in downtown Westerly. Modern toys, classic toys, board games, model building, and stuffed animals. Valenti Subaru sales and service, located at Dunn's Corners, Westerly RI. Valenti means value. With over 90 years in the auto business, the Valenti family knows how to keep customers happy. Service with honesty, integrity, and a smile are the cornerstones our business is built upon. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio, folks. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Westerly.live, Westerly.radio on your web browser. We are your only source for Westerly High School sports. If it's happening at home, folks, it's happening here. We'll be right back here in the booth tomorrow night. We'll be bringing you ladies lacrosse right here, Sal Lord Jerry Field, 5 o'clock start. We're about to get started in the fourth quarter here, folks. Williams back at midfield for the Bulldogs. And number 1's going to start, but he seemed to start that third quarter with it every time, streaking down the field. He slows things down a little bit, but again, the Mounties with possession behind the goal to the left side of the field. As the sun has completely gone down here. Number 5 trying to create space. And the ball hits the ground. Bulldogs trying to grab possession here, see if they can cut in. They've scored early on in every quarter. So we'll see what happens. The story is here in the first. There's no quit on this squad, there's no doubt. A young team, and even roster the Bulldogs have, new to the division. And this Mountie squad, dangerous on offense. And that pass errant, one of the few passes in the zone that has not connected for this Mount St. Charles squad. Playing physical D still here, this Bulldog team. Fazaro with the hit of the day not too long ago for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs defense doing a nice job. They've collapsed, they've done what they've needed to do. Mount St. Charles is just effective from just about every distance. Their one-timers have been on the money, and there's a battle for possession here behind the goal. The Bulldogs end up with it on the near side. Morin, who's had an active game on defense, flips it to number 10 for the Bulldogs. That's Tyler Rafferty. Ball's on the ground again, and it looks like the Mounties are going to come away with it. And they do. And they're on the far side with it. Still with quick feet, this Mountie team, and nice hit over on the far side by the Bulldogs. And shot from far away connects. Everything going their way. This Mount St. Charles Mounties squad. 10 minutes to go here in the fourth. And it's starting to look like this Bulldog team. They've learned what they've needed to learn, I think, on the field. They've gotten their adjustment factors. Definitely an experience. And they're going to play till the final buzzer. There is no question about that. We will hear more about this Mount St. Charles Mounties team as the season goes on. And as I mentioned teams atop the division, I am confident that I will be mentioning this team to our viewers, as they have put on a stellar performance offensively and defensively. They just really have. And it's not so much against the it's more of a credit to this Mounties squad than it's a knock against this Bulldog team. Nice passing in the middle, maybe one too many, trying to connect with Marone in front of the goal, unable to make that final pass, that third one. So the Mounties have it, and they're heading up the far side quickly with it. We are under 10 minutes to play here in this one. And the Mounties with a quick flip over here, and I don't think they're going to get to it on time. Oh, it settles. Why wouldn't it just in bounds? Marone comes up with it for the Bulldogs. Morin, correcting. And it is rolling harmlessly out of bounds. And again, I believe it's going to go in favor of the Mounties. And they flip it back to the goalie. To the far side. The Bulldogs are pressuring the field. Semi. Number 20 with some space at midfield. Some new numbers on the field for the Mounties. They still connect with a nice pass right there. Spin move. Righty didn't get a real lane. Nice job on D. And they shoot from deep. It's got to be tough for Tallady to see the ball with the save there. And Fizarro heads towards midfield. 3 Mounties converge. And they take possession. Spin move. And a shot on goal. And nice save by Tallady. It's loose in front of the goal. Mounties swinging for it. No one with possession. And the Bulldogs looks like they're coming out with it. They don't. The Mounties do. And a shot. Score by the Mounties. Getting tougher and tougher to maneuver. And the players will reset. 8:22 to go left in this one. Williams at midfield. And it looks like number 1 for the Mounties is going to get a break here. Number 8, new number as number 1, had a great game for the Mounties in the middle of the field. Looks like they've had a mass substitution. And the Bulldogs win in the middle. And turnover from behind. The Mounties, quick defensively, again are in the Bulldog zone. Creating space. Number 8 for the Mounties flips to the far corner. Allowing the offense to set up and the clock to tick. And that's what this offense does. They pass, and they pass well. Westerly can definitely learn from that. They rotate. They're efficient with their passing. They're efficient with one-timers, and they shoot from any distance, as that was deep. They have connected from really close several times, as they were able to get through the Bulldog defense with efficient, clean passing. And then they've shot some quick no looks. They've shot from mid-range, trying to create space again with possession. Time of possession clearly in their favor. I think the Bulldogs could have played a little bit more physically. I don't think either team played all that physical. Maybe that's not the Mounties style. They really don't need to. When you pass that cleanly and you don't need much of a lane to connect with your player or to lead your player, you don't need to be all that destructive as far as physicality goes. Although I love to see it, that's really the truth of the matter. I mean, they do it when they need to, but new players on the field for the Mounties, still trying to create space in that Westerly area. They do have possession. And as they streak and they put a shot on goal, and they will connect. So again, we're going to reset towards the middle of the field, as I think this one can't wrap up fast enough for these guys on the field. Unfortunate flip of the end of the field for the fourth quarter for the Bulldogs. Definitely added to the total, I think, here tonight. Clock is moving at 6. And as you're just tuning in, we'll be right back here tomorrow night for some ladies lacrosse action. Same story on the other side for the ladies. They were forced up a division. Every game being a challenge and a learning experience for both of these lacrosse teams this year. And the Bulldogs with it. And they cross midfield for the first time in a little bit here. It's going to be number 12 for the Bulldogs, Alexander Lusty, the sophomore. He flips it to Cody, and it's behind the goal. That's Marone, flips in front. Williams has it in the middle. We are near side to Lusty. All the way over the goal, back to Marone. Comes around. Nothing in the middle. Wide open in the middle. There's no players. Room for him to attack. And they're all the way up top with Williams. And around the top. They're letting their offense set up. Number 42, Cody, behind the goal. Liam Cody, that is. Makes his move to come around. Looking in front of the goal. Nothing there. Nice job breaking into the lane by the Mounties defense. Bulldogs still fighting for it on the ground. And the Mounties came away with it for a minute. But the goalie for the Mounties ends up with possession. And we'll head again from right to left. A little bit of contact at midfield there. Nice job by Gervasini. Forcing the loose ball. The Mounties end up with possession for it. Number 6. And he loops back and allows his team to catch up. Even numbers up. That's number 5 for the Mounties. We're under 5 minutes to go here, folks. And the Mounties slowly matriculating towards the goal as they flip it around the perimeter here. And as the Mounties let the clock tick down, in addition to being here tomorrow night, folks, we will be back at Similori on the Diamond Thursday, 4 p.m. for some Bulldog baseball action. As I said, high hopes for this Bulldog squad. They've been around, these seniors, for 4 years, and they've built this team. They are 3-0 going into tonight. Their game's over. I'm just trying to get a final. They've coming off of an extra inning win against Narragansett to get their 3rd win of the season. They were in action today at 4 o'clock at home. So we'll see how they made out moving forward. But we will be at Similori Field for Bulldog baseball, 4 p.m. Thursday. Possession, Mounties. Just kind of settling back now. Both teams really allowing this thing to run out. Ball's on the ground. Number 5 trying to scoop it up for the Mounties. Bulldogs D covers in on it. Nothing there, and the Bulldogs will end up with it coming up the near side. Fazaro with it. Been in on the action all day, having a decent little game for himself. That's Fazaro from behind, and he loses his stick, the Mounties. Flips it in front of the goal, and he just can't connect, just wide of Marone, the intended target. Those are the little things that the Mounties, this seasoned squad, they don't do. They don't miss passes. Not only don't they miss them, they put them right in the pouch where they need to, on the right hip. I'm noticing that first squad, when they were on attack, when they were scoring in spurts, their passes were just precise, right with their footwork. So, like I said, all the learning experience for this team. And the Mounties with possession again. We are at the 2.5 minute mark in this one, folks. Salor, Jerry Field. We got some Bulldog boys lacrosse getting ready to wrap up. We got ladies lacrosse tomorrow night and Bulldogs baseball on Thursday. Busy week next week. Check out Westerly.live for the schedule tomorrow, and you'll see everything up for next week's action. And a turnover forced by the Bulldogs. No quit defense. And number 12 for the Bulldogs flips forward. That's Luzzy. Has it to Liam Cody, who's had a good game. He has had a big game for the Bulldogs. He's a pivotal part and probably had possession the most, right along with Marone. But unfortunately, they just needed more numbers on offense. Nice pass inside, well defended by the Mounties. Carradilla was the intended target. The Bulldogs ended up with it. But from behind, it always seems like there's a Mountie from behind. And we're at a minute and a half, and the Mountie hits the ground. Bulldogs come up with it. Love to see that no hit, no quit scrappiness from this Bulldog squad. A well-coached team doesn't quit, and that's what you see here in the Bulldogs. They don't quit. They're scrappy. They're physical. Trying to make that last pass right in the middle. Just unfortunately, they can't connect. It's that just one little thing. But those are just all adjustments, folks. They were only 2 games into the season coming into this one. 1-2 overall. 1-1 in the league. They're going to move to 1-2 in the league. A lot of games to play. A lot of growth to have. Again, this team, 6 seniors, 7 juniors, 6 sophomores, 6 freshmen, 19 players returning. So nothing but upside. Suffered an off-season injury, an off-season loss. The loss of Luke Marley due to a football injury. So he's inactive for the season. He was an offensive contributor. And the clock is ticking as not much is happening. Marone has it, trying to tack one on here as it gets through 4 or 5 players and scores. Weaving in and out and spinning. Great control of his body on his feet. Jack Marone scoring his 5th goal of the day. Just displaying how these Bulldogs do not quit under any circumstance. So he had 7 last game, and he had tacks on 5 today against a quality Mountie squad. As the clock winds down under 10 seconds, I don't know if they're going to make them square off in the middle again. If they're not, that is going to just about wrap things up here on this Monday night. Didn't work out in the Bulldogs' favor. Knew they were going to come into a learning experience against a high caliber, high quality Mount St. Charles Mountie squad who came in and displayed that they are a high caliber, high quality squad. The Bulldogs are going to do nothing but learn from this experience. And we're going to be right back here tomorrow night, folks, 5 p.m. for some ladies lacrosse action. And then we'll be back on the diamond Thursday at 4 for some Bulldog baseball. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio, signing off. We'll see you tomorrow at 5, folks.